Hello everybody! So nice to see you. This is our second vlog in a row and I'm super excited and proud to be able to say that. I hope you all had a wonderful February and you have a wonderful March as well. But I'm trying to think of what's happened this month. The problem with doing a monthly vlog at the end is that I have a memory like a goldfish and 1,000 things happening. So I have usually forgotten all of the stuff that happened at the beginning of the month by the time I do the vlog. So I'm gonna do my best to tell you guys what's going on, but I think going forward I might change the formatting of the videos a little bit. I'm going to try to record once a week so you guys are getting a fresher reaction to what's going on and I can actually remember to tell you all of the stuff. So let's get started on what my goals were for February. For February, I had planned on doing one tarot card, which is always my consistent goal. My main priority is always to get one tarot card done. February was Judgment, and then I had a bunch of bonus content that I needed to create for Patreon. So other than those projects, which are pretty consistent every month, I always do a tarot card and I always do bonus content. I wanted to take on an additional challenge for February, which was the Funguary prompts. This is a challenge that was created by Feeful on Instagram, and at the beginning of the month I was really inspired and excited to do it, and I got about 3 pieces in before I lost steam, and that's mostly due to the fact that I just had so much other stuff going on. But let's check out the sketches that I actually got done. So here's my sketchbook. I don't draw in my sketchbook nearly as often as I probably should. I probably haven't finished a sketchbook in about 20 years. I usually do most of my sketching digitally now, or I draw directly onto the watercolor or canvas that I am going to paint. But here you can see my Funguary sketches. I started with just concepting out what direction I wanted to go with Funguary in general. I ended up deciding to go with a creature direction, more specifically Froggos. So these are the first 2 days, and then the second 2 days, and that's as far as I got. So I ended up finishing just one of them as a final painting. My intention had been to have 3 to 4 final paintings at the end of the series, but like I said, I just ran out of time and energy. So this is the final painting. Outside of Funguary, like I said, I worked on the Judgement tarot card. The Judgement tarot card was tough. I don't know, I felt like I wanted it to be justice and it wasn't, but it was so close that I really struggled to find like its own voice. But in the end, I came up with a concept that I was really excited about. I was going to bring in characters that I've painted in the past that I absolutely adore, which are the Zephyrs. They're the guardian race of the dream realm and they protect us against the nightmares. And I think because I loved the idea so much, I felt a great deal of pressure to paint it amazingly. I wanted the painting to be better than normal because it was something that was so important to me. These creatures are so important to me. So I really wanted it to be spectacular. I wanted it to be the best thing I've ever painted. And I really fought with it because I think I put too high of expectations on myself, and everything that I produced was just falling short of that expectation. And this is something that I'm sure a lot of artists have probably experienced themselves. You just never feel good enough. You're your own worst critic. And I, in the end, just had to decide it was done and step away from it. Now that I've stepped away from it and I've let my eyes rest a little bit, I do like it better than when I first finished it, but I'm still not 100% satisfied, and I think that that can be a good thing, and it can also be a really bad thing, but it pushes me to always be improving, and never being satisfied means that I'll never get complacent with what I'm producing and stop growing, stop learning, stop searching for better methods and better results. But at the same time, it's kind of depressing. So I'm trying to give myself a break with it and be like, you know what, it's all right. It's all right. And I'm trying to find the love with it. And I think with time that will come. And I think when I release it to other people and I get their reactions, that helps too a little bit. You know, if it can bring love to someone else's life, then it makes me love it more. The other two pieces that I produced this month, and like I said, these are going to be leafed with foil, are Sagittarius and Pisces. These two are pretty quick pieces. I do them flat, very much like how I used to do my Lichtenberg paintings in silhouette. So it's something that I've been doing for a really long time and I very much enjoy. And like I mentioned earlier, it's such a huge break from all of that detail that I do with my tarot. So it refreshes me and it kind of just gives me a rest, a huge rest, and rejuvenate me for the next tarot card, which I'm going to try to push myself even further. So I always try to interject rest pieces in between my tarot pieces to give me time to relax a bit. So other than the Judgment tarot card painting, Pisces leaf, and Sagittarius leaf, I also worked on the underpaintings of half of the feathers that I'm going to be doing for the 2023 season. So if you're not familiar with my feather paintings, I do original oil paintings on feathers, and I sell these at the New York Renaissance Fair every summer. The fair runs for 2 months, and I usually make somewhere between 30 to 40 feathers to sell there. I have to have a certain ratio of original paintings to digital paintings for that show. So the feather paintings fulfill a lot of the original art that I have to have there. And quick warning, they're rough, but here we are. So I have a whole bunch that I'm going to do this year, and you can see a little bit of what I have planned. I have 10 more to do, which I'm going to be finishing this week, and I'll show those to you in the next vlog. And then after that, I'm going to be doing one feather painting each week, and they're going to be on Wednesdays until show season starts in like 6 months from now. So that's a lot of feather painting, but I need to dedicate a full day to each one to get all the details in and to make them as beautiful as possible, because these are not cheap pieces of artwork, and I want people to have something really special when they get one. Like I said before, the big changes to my schedule is I'm going to be painting feathers on Wednesdays. Usually I would be painting the tarot cards on Wednesdays, but I have kind of moved things around to allow for more time for feathers. They gotta get done. And I also am doing a show prep day every other Friday until show season as well. And during that day, I'm just going to tackle one of the many projects that I have to get done for fair prep, whether it's bagging and boarding prints, or it's molding and casting a sculpture, or making foil prints, or making price tags, you name it, I'm going to be doing it every other Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, it's a nice breakup of my schedule, and it makes it feel like I'm on top of things and I'm actually tackling all these tasks, and that list is slowly getting smaller, which relieves a lot of anxiety for me. Another thing that I was working on this month is that I went onto my website, I was listing a new sticker, and I realized that I absolutely hated my product photos for my stickers. Just out of the blue, couldn't stand them. So I decided to completely redo all of my stickers, and instead of having that background that you can see here, I decided to have just like a very white, stark background so that it's very classic looking. It doesn't have any distractions from the sticker. I think it looks very professional. So that has been an ongoing project. You can see that some of them here have been formatted and some haven't. I try to put half an hour aside a day working on that so it doesn't take away too much from my schedule. But yeah, these things happen. So my plans for next month are going to be to work on the next king. He is going to be the King of Pentacles. This is his queen. I'm going to be painting him to kind of match her and be in the same environment. So it's a little challenging to try to have two pieces connect like that, but it's been fun. I did it with the other two kings thus far and it worked out really well. Other than the King of Pentacles, I'm going to be doing two bonus pieces for my Patreon content, which are going to be Aries and Taurus foils. And I'm going to show you the creature paintings that I did in the past that they're going to be based on. Here is Aries, and here is Taurus. Those are going to be foil prints when they're finished, and like I said, silhouette in a very simplified. To show you an example of one of the foil prints, here is Aquarius. I will be matting these for the Renaissance Fair, so they're going to look really fantastic. They're going to have a colored matte on the outside to match the foil. I'm so excited. I haven't ordered the mats yet, but when they come in, I'll definitely show you guys how they're going to look at the end. What else do I have? I usually have a couple miscellaneous projects going on. Oh, I need to start working on my pin Kickstarter, which I've been putting off for a very long time because I've been waiting for the physical samples to come from my pin manufacturer so I can take actual product photos of my pins instead of having to just have the mock-ups, which never look as good and doesn't really show people what the pins are gonna look like. But I don't think they are gonna get here in time to be able to run the 3 pin Kickstarters that I want to before show season, because I try to do 3 new designs every year. So I think I'm gonna have to run one of them without the actual pin in and run it off of the mock-up. So that's something that I need to get running next month, and that takes so much time and effort. So that is probably going to be my only side project that I have going on outside of the normal stuff. It's snake update time, my favorite time. So Rune has been well. I'm going to go show you Rune again. This month has been tough for him. He had a very bad shed, which is his 3rd shed with me, and all 3 have been bad. The first shed was pieces, but they all came off. I inspected him thoroughly and he didn't have any pieces left on him, but it did not come off in a single piece. His second shed was a lot better. It came off in 2 pieces, which is still not ideal, but I will take it over the first shed. This third shed came off in pieces like the first shed, so we've gone backwards. The problem I'm having is that my room that I keep them in, which is my studio here, is super, super dry, and he's just not getting enough humidity. I'm going to try to combat that by placing something over most of this screen. I don't want to cover the entire thing because I want there to be airflow, but this will prevent some of the humidity from escaping. I'm also going to be spraying more often. I was just spraying once a day and misting his enclosure. I'm going to up that to 2 to 3 times a day. I also bought this shed ease, which I was supposed to give him a bath in when he was about to shed, and I honestly didn't catch him shedding this time. I normally notice, but since he has red eyes, it's a little harder to see when he goes in blue. They just kind of come a lighter red. But I guess I missed the cloudy part. It might have been because I had just fed him and I didn't want to handle him for a couple days. So I had been leaving him alone, and then his eyes always clear up just before he shed. So I handled him just before he shed, not knowing he was about to shed. And then he shed and it was a mess. So I missed the bath. So hopefully I'll be able to catch him in the future with that bath. So I think that's everything for this month. I'll try to be better and post twice a month next month. What do you guys think? Do you like these vlogs better than the tutorials? I'm thinking that if I don't have time to do a full tutorial, maybe I'll do 2 vlogs a month so that they're a little bit shorter and a little bit more precise. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your February and a very glorious March. See you then. Bye guys.